The Armed Forces of the United States is the most potent, well-trained, best-equipped fighting force that the world has ever known. Today, almost 2.25 million Americans make up its active and reserve forces, including more than 200,000 women who are serving on active duty. We owe these men and women who serve our country an unending debt of gratitude. The city of Corona is proud to honor our military, whose banners grace our streets and boulevards and make us grateful to be Americans. To all current and former military, please join us and stand to be recognized when your branch of the armed services is called, as we look back in appreciation at the United States military throughout its history. Ladies and gentlemen, the Call of Colors. The newest branch of our armed forces became a separate entity in 1947 with the National Security Act. Prior to that, military aviation over land was handled by the Army and over sea by the Navy. The first extensive use of aviation by the United States military was during World War I. Today, air power is one of the greatest assets of the United States Armed Forces. The Army of the United States is the largest branch of our armed forces, numbering more than 500,000 active duty service members. Beginning in 1775, a national army was formed by the Second Continental Congress for use in America's war for independence. Since then, the Army has been called upon to preserve the Union during the Civil War and to save the world from aggression during World Wars I and II. The Coast Guard is dedicated to maritime safety and security. It is both a military force and a law enforcement agency. George Washington formed the Coast Guard in 1790 by signing the Tariff Act. Tasked to enforce tariff and trade laws and combat smuggling on the high seas and inland waterways, the Coast Guard is on the job during times of war and peace. Today, the Coast Guard operates under the Department of Homeland Security and continues to protect our shores. One of the most storied branches of our military is the United States Marines. Formed along with the Army by the Second Continental Congress, the Marines were designed to be an amphibious force called to be the first to fight. The battles that the Marines have waged are synonymous with our military history, from the shores of Tripoli and the Barbary pirates to the Battle of Chapultepec and the halls of Montezuma, Belleau Wood, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, Fallujah. The Marines have led the way. Although American naval history began with the Continental Navy in 1775, once the Revolutionary War ended, the Navy was disbanded. Our current Navy came into being with the passage of the Naval Act of 1794, which commissioned the building of 6 ships, including Old Ironsides. The United States Navy, more than any other branch, has made America a far-reaching global power, with our ships welcomed at ports throughout the world. To all those past and present who have served our country and our city, we salute you.